Welcome to today's World News Update for May 8, 2023. Here are the most important stories from around the globe. Too greedy, mass walkout at Global Science Journal over unethical fees. Canada's Alberta declares state of emergency over wildfires. Turkey refuses to send Russian S-400s to Ukraine. Serbia's education minister resigns following mass shootings. France must prepare for +4°C global warming. Iran concealed weapons in earthquake aid. Vietnam records highest ever temperature of 44.1°C. West must be prepared that there will be no complete victory in war. Morocco overtakes US to become world's third top raspberry exporter. Stay informed and stay safe, and join us tomorrow for more world news updates. Too greedy, mass walkout at Global Science Journal over unethical fees. The entire academic board of the journal Neuroimage, including professors from Oxford University, King's College London, and Cardiff University, have resigned en masse from their positions in protest at what they describe as the greed of publishing giant Elsevier. The resignation was in response to Elsevier's refusal to reduce publication charges, with academics paying over £2,700 for a research paper to be published in Neuroimage, one of the many journals that are now open access rather than sitting behind a subscription paywall. The former editors of Neuroimage say that this charge is unethical and bears no relation to the costs involved. The resigning team is urging fellow scientists to turn their backs on Elsevier's journal and submit papers to a non-profit open access journal that they are setting up instead. Elsevier, a Dutch company that claims to publish 25% of the world's scientific papers, reported a 10% increase in its revenue to £2.9 billion last year. However, its profit margins, nearing 40%, according to its 2019 accounts, have angered academics most. Canada's Alberta declares state of emergency over wildfires. The province of Alberta in Canada has declared a state of emergency due to unprecedented wildfires, forcing tens of thousands of people to evacuate their homes. As of Saturday evening, over 24,000 people had been evacuated, with 110 active wildfires across the province and 36 out of control. Strong winds and hot weather have fueled the flames, with additional firefighters arriving from Quebec and Ontario to help. Among the communities evacuated are Brazeau County and Fox Lake, where the fire has consumed 20 homes and the police station. Alberta has experienced a hot and dry spring, leading to the unusually early wildfire season. The emergency has not affected the upcoming provincial election on May 29. Turkey refuses to send Russian S-400s to Ukraine. According to Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu, Turkey has rejected a proposal from the United States that Turkey send its S-400 anti-missile defense system, which it bought from Russia, to Ukraine. The US had proposed that Turkey hand over control of the system to the US or another country, such as Ukraine, as it tries to fight off Russian forces, but Turkey deemed the proposals unacceptable as they encroached on Turkish sovereignty. In 2017, Turkey signed a contract with Russia to acquire the S-400 system after its efforts to buy an air defense system from the US proved futile. Despite US opposition to its deployment, Turkey stated that the S-400s would not be integrated into NATO systems and would pose no threat to the alliance or its armaments. Turkey is now producing its own national combat aircraft and has established mechanisms to improve ties with the US. It has also requested F-16 jets and upgrade kits from the US, but the $6 billion deal has not progressed in Washington as fast as Turkey believes it should. Serbia's education minister resigns following mass shootings. This article reports on the aftermath of two mass shootings that occurred in Serbia, leaving 17 people dead and 21 injured. The education minister, Branko Ružić, has resigned in response to the shootings, and the government has urged citizens to turn in all their unregistered weapons or face potential imprisonment. Weekend funerals were held for the victims of the shootings, which occurred at a primary school in Belgrade and in a rural area south of the capital. The motives behind the attacks remain unknown, and the country is struggling to come to terms with the recent violence. Authorities have promised a gun crackdown and increased security in schools and across the country. France must prepare for +4°C global warming. The National Council for the Ecological Transition in France has warned that the country must prepare for a potential increase of 4°C in global warming, which is more marked in metropolitan France than the global situation. The group consists of representatives of local authorities, NGOs, unions, employers, and MPs, and its conclusions correspond to a warning issued by France's Ecological Transition Minister, Christophe Béchu, who said that France must come out of denial and prepare for a possible warming of 4°C compared to the pre-industrial era. The UN has warned that current policies are working on the principle of a 2.8°C increase in world temperatures by the end of the century, which is far from the targets of the Paris Agreement to limit global warming to below 2°C maximum, and preferably below 1.5°C. France is preparing its third National Climate Change Adaptation Plan, which will focus on outcomes and policies for healthcare, the economy, agriculture, infrastructure, and the protection of natural spaces. Iran concealed weapons in earthquake aid. The Washington Post has reported that a new leak of U.S. documents suggests that Iran concealed weapons within earthquake aid shipments to Syria in order to target U.S. troops. The leaked assessment reportedly shows that small arms, ammunition, and drones were hidden in aid shipments, which were delivered through vehicle convoys from Iran in collaboration with local militant groups in Syria and the Quds Force, a branch of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The Quds Force officer reportedly directed an Iraqi militia group to embed weapons within legitimate earthquake aid. The Post reported that the Popular Mobilization Committee, an umbrella organization of militias, has denied the allegations, and a senior official in the office of Iraq's prime minister described the findings as fake. Vietnam records highest ever temperature of 44.1°C. The highest ever temperature has been recorded in Vietnam, reaching just over 44°C, 111°F, with climate experts warning that this record could be surpassed soon due to the effects of climate change. Officials in the northern province of Thanh Hoa advised residents to stay indoors during the hottest times of the day. Thailand has also reported record temperatures of 44.6°C, and Myanmar recorded 43.8°C, the highest temperature in a decade. Climate change experts in Vietnam warned that the new record was worrying given the context of climate change and global warming, adding that the temperature record is likely to be broken repeatedly. The world has already warmed by 1.1°C since the industrial era began, and governments must make significant cuts to emissions to prevent temperatures from continuing to rise. West must be prepared that there will be no complete victory in war. Czech President Petr Pavel has stated that the West should be prepared for the possibility that there will be no complete victory in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. While advocating for the encouragement and support of the Ukrainians, he emphasized the importance of also preparing for other contingencies. Pavel warned that Russia still possesses sufficient manpower and equipment, including a large amount of artillery and ammunition, to be capable of defense. He suggested that the EU should source ammunition for Ukraine from countries around the world, including those that may not want to be involved in the conflict or with which European countries may have diplomatic difficulties. Pavel's comments came after the EU member states agreed to supply Ukraine with ammunition from outside the Union, including the UK and US. Morocco overtakes US to become world's third top raspberry exporter. According to new data from East Fruit, Morocco has become the world's third largest exporter of raspberries, surpassing the United States. Morocco's raspberry exports have more than doubled over the last 5 agricultural seasons, with exporters selling around 35,000 tons of raspberries in the first 8 months of the 2022/2023 season. Despite a slight decline in February 2023, the country is expected to set a new record in fresh raspberry exports for the whole season. Spain remains the top raspberry exporter with 72,000 tons shipped, followed by Mexico with 112,000 tons. Morocco also exported 52,000 tons of blueberries in the 2021-2022 season, making it the world's 4th largest exporter of blueberries. However, Morocco's increasing exports of goods have led to criticism and frustration from local clients and observers concerned about water challenges and the country's domestic prices crisis. Morocco has also overtaken both Iran and Spain to become the third global tomato exporter, which has contributed to soaring prices in the country's national market.